Behind the 30-room facade of Royal Lodge in Windsor, a silent war is being waged, not with headlines or lawsuits, but through rigid routine, financial manoeuvring, and a stubborn refusal to fade away. This is the story of a prince and a duchess living in a state of suspended royal reality. One clings to the protocols of a vanished role with an almost militant focus. The other works with a relentless, publicly savvy hustle unseen in the royal family before. For months, whispers from staff and insiders have painted a picture of a household under immense, unspoken pressure. Tonight, we're connecting those dots. What you're about to hear is a breakdown of their unprecedented survival strategy, the king's growing frustration, and the daily habits that expose the deep tension at the heart of this very strange, shared life. Royal Lodge isn't just a home, it's a statement. A 98-acre Grade 2 listed monument to a different era of royal privilege. For Prince Andrew, it represents the last vestige of his mother's favour, his promised place within the firm. But since the Queen's passing, this estate has transformed into a financial battleground. King Charles, committed to slimming down the monarchy's cost and footprint, is now the reluctant banker for his brother's lavish lifestyle. Verified reports confirm the sovereign grant, the public money, does not fund Andrew. Instead, Charles is believed to be subsidising the estate's astronomical upkeep from his private Duchy of Lancaster income, an arrangement described by one insider as a constant source of teeth-grinding in senior circles. The math is stark. Estimates place basic annual maintenance well into the high six figures. Gardens, staff, security, heating for a 30-room mansion. It's a money pit. And every invoice, according to palace sources, is now scrutinised under the king's new regime of fiscal restraint. The house itself has become a physical symbol of Andrew's greatest conflict, his sense of inherited right versus the monarchy's urgent need to move on from him. So how does a man navigate such a precipitous fall from grace? According to multiple staff accounts, Prince Andrew has constructed a bulwark of meticulous habit. His days are said to follow a precise, almost military timetable. Morning routines are inviolable. Meals are served at exact times, with specific expectations of presentation that recall his time as a touring royal. There are reports of a continued demand for formal briefing papers on certain topics, as if he was still preparing for official duties. Insiders use one telling phrase, the performance of normalcy. Within the boundaries of Royal Lodge, the stripping of his Royal Highness style for official use seems not to apply. The environment is carefully managed to sustain the illusion of continuity. This isn't merely being set in one's ways, it's a psychological fortress. One former aide suggested it's how he maintains dignity, by controlling the tiny, controllable details of a world he can no longer control outside the gates. The emotional toll of this performance, however, is subtly revealed. Staff have noted a specific pattern. His mood is most volatile when news breaks of the working royals, the King, the Prince of Wales, undertaking the duties that were once his. The contrast between their bustling public lives and his secluded, ritual-bound existence is a wound that never quite closes. In the same house, operating on a completely different frequency, is Sarah Ferguson. Her strategy is the polar opposite, radical public adaptation. Her historical romance novels, a genre she embraced with shrewd understanding of its market, have sold millions. Her podcast, Tea Talks with the Duchess and Sarah, is a brand-building exercise that leverages her unique access and name recognition without crossing palace lines. But this is more than a comeback tour. It's a financial lifeline. Insiders confirm that Fergie's income is critically important to the household's ecosystem. While the king covers the house, her earnings fund the lifestyle within it. Everything from personal staff to vacations to the discretionary spending that maintains their standard of living. She is, in effect, the chief revenue officer of Andrew and Sarah Inc. And the palace's calculated tolerance of this is fascinating. After being persona non grata for decades, Fergie was invited to the traditional Christmas gathering at Sandringham and appeared on the Christmas Day walk in 2024. This rehabilitation is strategic. To senior courtiers, she is now viewed as a stabilising force. She keeps Andrew occupied, provides a more palatable media narrative than his legal troubles, and her very public work ethic acts as a subtle counterpoint to his perceived idleness. They are using her hustle to manage their problem. The king's preferred solution to this costly problem is an open secret: Frogmore Cottage. The relatively modest 5-bedroom home previously occupied by the Sussexes represents everything Charles wants: downsizing, cost-cutting, and a lower profile. Palace sources characterise the suggestion that Andrew moved there not as an offer, but as a clear expectation, a necessary step for the good of the institution. Andrew's refusal has been described as absolute and rooted in emotion. He reportedly views Royal Lodge as his by right, his mother's wish, and sees a move to Frogmore as not just a demotion, but an erasure. This has created a dangerous stalemate. The king cannot be seen to forcibly evict his brother, but Andrew's intransigence is a direct challenge to the monarch's authority during a period meant to showcase a modern, efficient monarchy. The tension is now channeled through intermediaries: estate managers, legal advisors, and private secretaries. It's a cold war of memorandums and budget meetings, with the majestic Royal Lodge as the disputed territory. The day-to-day atmosphere within Royal Lodge, as described by those who work there, is one of layered tension. Staff navigate 2 separate courts. For Andrew, service is about upholding a fading protocol. For Sarah, it's about facilitating a global business, managing calls with New York publishers, coordinating podcast production, scheduling international book tours. The clash of energies is palpable. The most revealing staff accounts involve money. It's been suggested that Sarah has become the de facto financial controller, leading to frank discussions about expenditure. Her reported bold demands are not for jewels or clothes, but for operational clarity and long-term security. She is fighting to future-proof their lives. This dynamic subtly shifts the power balance within the home. The breadwinner inevitably gains authority. Meanwhile, aides describe Andrew as increasingly insular, his circle shrinking to a handful of loyalists. His outings are carefully choreographed, church the occasional golf club visit, always within a protective bubble. The outside world, with its judgment and headlines, is the enemy. The house is his command centre, and he is defending it to the last. What emerges is not a love story, but a partnership of profound mutual necessity. Their 1996 divorce was bitter, but their 2024 alliance is pragmatic and fortified by shared siege mentality. Andrew provides the title, the royal frame, and the home that is their collective asset. Sarah provides the capital, the modern Gong Guan strategy, and the viable public face. They are codependent in the truest sense. Her success directly funds his defiance. His occupancy of Royal Lodge maintains the platform from which she operates as a duchess. Their daughters, Beatrice and Eugenie, are the silent motivator in all this. Preserving Royal Lodge isn't just about ego. It's about legacy, about passing on a tangible piece of their heritage in a family that is swiftly streamlining. Every book Sarah sells, every day Andrew holds the line, is for them. So, where does this leave King Charles? He is trapped between family and institution. He can continue to fund a brother who is a reputational liability living in opulent denial, sending a terrible message about accountability. Or he can force a confrontation that would be messy, public, and deeply damaging to the family's fragile cohesion. The AIDS revelations expose the core question: can Fergie's hustle out-earn the king's displeasure? Can she make the cost of maintaining Andrew, both financial and political, worth the palace's while? The truth is, Royal Lodge is the final domino. When it falls, Andrew's last connection to his old official life falls with it. Every day they stay is a day they win. But the clock is ticking, the bills are mounting, and the king's patience is not infinite. This isn't just a property dispute, it's a slow-motion reckoning. And everyone inside those walls knows it. What's your verdict? Is this a sustainable strategy, or is the eviction from Royal Lodge inevitable? Who holds the real power in that house? The prince or the duchess? Let's get a debate going in the comments below. For more deep dives into the real tensions and untold strategies inside the world's most famous family, make sure you're subscribed to Royal Family Daily. Hit the bell icon so you never miss our latest investigation. Thanks for watching.